Namo Buddhaya. When we are living our life, sometimes we become rejected by people. Rejection is a common experience that we all have faced in all of our lives. But sometimes people, when they face rejection, when they have been criticized, when they do not fit into the places in their life, they become so stressed and depressed and frustrated. Remember, rejection is one of the best motivations in this world. Okay? It depends on how you use it. You can use the rejection to build up yourself, as well as you can use the rejection to make yourself even more worse. So it depends on how you use it. Successful people used the rejection to build up themselves. Successful people become more and more motivated when they are being rejected. Now, when we face these types of experiences, maybe rejection, maybe criticism, maybe bullying, maybe anxiety, depression, work stress, whatever the experience is, whatever the hard experience is, when we face these problems, we think this stimulation, this experience is going to last forever. But in reality, it is not. Right? So, rejection is a common experience. Even Supreme Buddha was rejected by the people. Now, before he became the Buddha, there was a time he was struggling and he was practicing the self-mortification so hard. He was giving so many sufferings to this body to try to find the way of liberation from sufferings. So at that time there was rituals like that. Even for today, the people practice this self-mortification. So when they are practicing that, they should give up and they should decrease eating. They should give up sleeping. They have to undergo very hard rituals of meditation, maybe practices. So when he was doing it, there were 5 ascetics around him who was helping him. And finally, after 6 years of hard trying and self-mortification, our Bodhisattva decided that no one can find the ultimate liberation through this method, through self-mortification. So he decided to take some food to maintain his physical energy. So in that moment, those 5 monks around him saw this, that he is taking foods, and they thought that he has given up the way. Now he is not going to be enlightened. So at that time, those 5 monks did not believe on our Bodhisattva. So what they did was, they rejected him. They left him in the jungle and they went off. Our Bodhisattva was alone. But did he give up? No. So it was a blessing to his life. He could practice his meditations alone. So he gathered up some energy to his body by having some food, and he started meditating. He started developing himself. He did not care about the rejections. He did not care about the people who left him. And on a beautiful Vesak Poya day, he became the Buddha. He was enlightened. Do you know what he did after being enlightened? He went to see those 5 monks, and he was so grateful for those 5 monks, and he preached Dhamma to them. The Dhamma that was realized by the Buddha. And he became so grateful, and he showed his gratitude to them. So, it doesn't matter that people rejected you. What you have to do is, you have to constantly develop yourself, focus on yourself, right? Do the best thing that today you can do. And also, in the same time, you have to be kind to them. Because the reason that they rejected you is they did not know your full story. They did not understand your strengths. So you don't want to be unkind to them. Still you can be kind to them. Right? That is how you should be a good human. Right? So use the rejection as a motivation to build up yourself. Don't be sad. Remember, life is like an ocean. When the voyagers are going on the ocean, the sailors face so many storms and turbulence and tornadoes. When the sea journey is getting more hard and tough, the voyage becomes more interesting and beautiful, right? People talk about more tough and rough sea journeys, but they don't talk about peaceful and calm sea journeys, right? So remember, your life becomes more interesting and more beautiful when you face the difficult situations, tough times, criticisms, bullies, and rejections in your life. So when you use those bitter experiences as a motivation to your life, you will be a successful person in the world. So use the rejection as the motivation. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to yet another episode in Inner Guide program. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 great advices that our great teacher Supreme Buddha gave us in order to have a peaceful life forever. And also, if we follow these 3 instructions, Supreme Buddha told that you will have your rebirth in heaven. So what are these 3 instructions? Number 1, Supreme Buddha said, always speak the truth. If someone speaks the truth in his life, Supreme Buddha said, he can live a peaceful life. Now, telling lies is an easy thing to do. It's very easy. When you are in a problem, when you are in a difficult situation, you can tell a lie and just escape from that problem. But remember, you are not escaping from that bad karma, bad action. You cannot escape from those results of those bad actions. So telling lies is a thing that we should not do in our life. Whatever difficult situation comes up in our lives, whatever disadvantage that you get from telling the truth, you have to say that, because bitter truth is better than sweet lies. So our great teacher Supreme Buddha advised us to always speak the truth. That is the first advice. If we follow that advice, we will have our rebirth in heaven and we can live our life happily. Number 2, Supreme Buddha said, do not get angry. It is easy to get angry with someone. Our great teacher Supreme Buddha said, Sukarani asadhuni attano ahitanicha. It is very easy to do evil things which brings the unhappiness and suffering to us as well as to the others. So our great teacher Supreme Buddha said, you should always do what is good. Remember, doing good things is very hard. Being patient and not getting anger into your mind is very hard. We have to admit that. Though it is very hard, remember, if we did not do it, one day we will have to suffer because of our evil deeds. So maintain your inner peace by being not angry with anyone. Now, in this situation, you may not be angry with anyone. But when a problem comes up in your life, it is very hard to maintain your patience. It is very hard to maintain your kindness. It is very hard to maintain your compassion. So our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, advised us to practice love and kindness and do not be angry with anyone. If you maintain a peaceful mind without the anger, then you can be happy with your life. And also, Supreme Buddha advised us, and Supreme Buddha told us that the person who is not getting angry with anyone, the person who spreads his loving kindness to everyone, will reborn in heaven. So if you need a good rebirth, what you have to do not be angry. Number 3, the final advice. Supreme Buddha said, you have to give even if you have little. Now, if you have $1,000 and if you were to spend $1, it is very easy. But what will happen if you have $1 with you and you were to spend that dollar for someone? You were to donate that dollar for someone. Can you do that? It is very hard. But if someone becomes generous, even if he has little with him, Supreme Buddha said, that is the most worthiest gift. That is the maximum of being generous. That is the maximum point of generosity. That means to give even when we have little with us. Because if we were to give when we have a little, we are struggling with our ego in our mind. We are struggling with our craving in our mind. Because people do like very much for money and the things they are around us. They don't like to give them. They feel very hard to be generous. But if a person can live, if you can live with generosity, if you can give and donate and give alms to people, even when you have little, then you are being generous and you practice the generosity which brings the happiness to your life forever. And also, Supreme Buddha said, the generous person can have his rebirth in heaven. So, our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, advised us, you should practice these 3 tips or 3 instructions that was given by our great teacher, Supreme Buddha. If you practice these 3 advices, you will have a wonderful and peaceful life in this life as well as in the other. So practice this and may you have a wonderful and peaceful life in this world. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to today's video. Today, I want to share with you some meditation tips and some mindsets that we should develop while we're sitting to meditation. Now, one of the most difficult things when we are doing meditation is to keep going the meditation. That means to do it every single day. Okay, it is very easy to start meditating. It is very easy to start a session of meditation, but it's very, very difficult to maintain it continuously, to do it every single day. Okay, these are the problems that most of the time many meditators struggle with. They say like, okay, I cannot meditate every day. Maybe I don't enjoy sometimes doing it. So there are some mindsets that you should practice and you should develop before sitting to the meditation to keep it going. So from this video, we are going to discuss about it. So without any further ado, let's dive in. The first mindset that you should develop when sitting to the meditation is to have less expectations. I know that when we are sitting to meditation, we all like to have a mind of concentration and calmness and peacefulness. But it does not come overnight. It does not come in one practice or one take. It takes a long time for our mind to get into that level. So think of your mind like a baby who is learning to walk. So give yourself a good time and sit down to the meditation with very less expectations. And then you can expect maybe like 0.01% progress from one session of meditation. And just be calm and be patient and let your mind to be in the progress. Okay, so that is how that you can keep on doing the meditation. Then you can enjoy the meditation, because when we have big expectations and when our minds cannot live up to that expectation, then you will never be able to enjoy doing meditation, because your mind is not becoming what you have expected. So sit to the meditation with very less expectations. The second mindset that we all have to develop while sitting to the meditation is to take a good time. Now, one of the advices that we have given while meditating and when we are sitting to the meditation is to think of yourself like you have time forever. So when you have those other plans in your mind, it's really difficult to meditate. And that is why it is much better to set a timer to meditate. And during that time, you can be fully relaxed and think like, I don't have anything to do but just to meditate, but just to focus on my breath, or just to be aware and mindful about my body and my mind. And when you do that, it creates a peaceful and a comfortable environment for you to meditate. So as the second tip, take a good time and take a good free time to meditate. The third mindset that we have to develop is to let it come and let it go. Now, what do you mean by this? Now, sometimes when we meditate, it is not always possible to be concentrated and to be focused. Sometimes your mind becomes distracted by some other thoughts. But I would say, as long as you're mindful and if you're aware of your thoughts, let it come, okay? And observe it. Don't go behind it. Don't try to chase behind it. Just observe that it is a thought. Observe and identify it as a thought, and then just let it go. Okay? It's something like this. It's not as easy as you think, but if you keep on doing it and if you try to do it, you will be good at it. It is something like this. It's like you're watching a traffic pass by. Okay? You're sitting beside the road and you're watching a traffic pass by. There are vehicles and there are vans and bicycles and buses you pass by. You are not trying to stop these vehicles. You're not trying to chase behind these vehicles. Just you sit by the road and just watch it. Okay? So we don't want to force our mind, or we don't want to force our thoughts to stop it or do anything kind of like that. The best thing is to observe it. Okay? Let it come and observe and identify it as just it is a thought and let it pass away. Okay? When you do that, it's very easy for you to keep on doing meditation, because sometimes when distracting thoughts or distracting sounds and like people, when you hear certain sounds and thoughts, when you feel those things, you try to fight with it. Okay? You try to struggle with it and you think, oh, this is a distraction. Okay, as long as you focus on the distraction and as long as you focus and you think like it is a trouble, it will always be a trouble. So that is why you should let your distracting thoughts come and identify it. Don't be panicked, just let it go. Okay, that is one way to be, and that is one way to practice meditation very peacefully and happily. And last but not least, the final practice and final mindset that we have to maintain during meditation is to be gentle with yourself. Like I said before, think yourself like a little baby. When we all step into meditation, we all are like babies, little babies who are learning how to walk. Okay? So think of a baby. We are not forcing the baby to walk. Okay? We're not forcing him, or we are not telling him to walk by force. Just we let them to walk. Okay, we take a good time and we be gentle with them. Okay, we guide them, but we let them walk, not we force them walk. Okay, so it is much better to be gentle with yourself. Sometimes you may not feel or you may not see any progress while doing meditation, but as long as you keep on doing it, as long as you enjoy doing it every day, trust me, it will make a big progress in your life. So be gentle with yourself while meditating. So these are few mindsets and few things that we all have to develop while doing meditations. So add these mindsets to your meditation and enjoy a happy and a peaceful meditation. Namo Buddhaya.